What is up, guys? FeelMercy here. This video is one that I pre-recorded yesterday as well because obviously as quite a few of you may know that Wednesday is a day that I often can't get out videos, but I've been trying to recently because that's what I promised. So today is a TD solo that I done. Pretty much the same setup as what I said in my TDs guide originally, apart from the Tokar Cal that was released. And the flasks, I had flasks in my TD setup guide. I don't know, should I remake it? There's not really anything that's changed apart from that. But yeah, this is the Tokar Cal and I'm using flasks as well, so the event is more manageable. What I did do this trip is I picked up all of the crimson and blue charms because I wanted to gauge, how many crimson and blues you can get in an hour-ish. I was very unlucky with the crimson to blue charm drop ratio because a lot of the time one expects to get a lot more blue charms than crimson charms at Tormented Demons. Usually I get them about 7 to 3-ish or 6 to 3. Usually I get about double the amount of blue charms that I do with crimson. However, you'll see at the end of the video that I didn't actually manage that, which was a bit disappointing, really. I was actually contemplating dropping them on vid afterwards, but I think that'd be a bit cruel to those of you who still need charms. So I just kept them and bunged them in my bank. Now, the reason I'm using flasks, particularly flasks for prayer potions, is because usually I'd have to use super prayers. However, if I'm using flasks now, I wouldn't have to use super prayers. And super prayers take absolutely ages to make. So the flask update for Tormented Demons, anyway, really helps. So, I've just had a cup of tea, so a cup of tea. Oh, the comments now. You're British, so you drink tea and have yellow teeth and have crumpets. I haven't had a crumpet in about 3 years. I don't have yellow teeth because I brush them like most normal people. And yeah, I drink tea because tea is nice. So if you don't don't drink tea, you're missing out. Yeah, so basically the idea of TDs is not to panic, because at the moment I've got 3 on me, but because I've been here so much, honestly, I don't even know how many hours I've spent here. Made pretty much my bank here when the claws were nice and expensive. But the idea is just not to panic, really. You can watch countless amounts of TDs guides. You could try to learn all the lure spots, but you'll be shit the first time. Honestly, it just takes practice. That's all it takes. And what I would recommend is if you have a TD on you, and one is meleeing, as you can see in the bottom right of the screen, there's a Tormented Demon attacking me with Mage, and so I'm praying Mage. The melee doesn't hit hardly any, or ever, sorry. And so protecting against the other mage or range is more important than protecting against melee. Now, what you can do with Tormented Demons is that if you're not praying against their attack style, they will not change their attack style, which means that because Soul Split isn't deflect from melee, they will continually melee. So you can actually, in effect, not have to prayer swap whatsoever if the Tormented Demon is meleeing, and you stay within melee distance. If you move away from melee distance, of course it will change, but if you're within melee distance and it can melee you, then it will continue to do so, which is great because it means that, frankly, Tormented Demons, once you get used to them, are so easy. Now, what I have done is I've shown a few different lure methods. As you can see there, the one where I ran behind the rock, and I called my Tormented Demon when I was 1 square diagonally southeast of it. Now that summons a Tormented Demon where it is currently, and then you can just attack and attack the Titan with that. The reason I'm using Ganadelic Poncho is because its melee defensive stats are pretty much equivalent to Torva. Actually, I think they're slightly better than Torva Plate. I'm not quite sure. But the melee defenses are really, really high, without giving negative attack bonuses to melee. So basically, if you want to tank out, which I do, obviously, which is why I've got the Torva Helm as well. Also with the life point boost, it comes in really handy. I do get that down to quite low life points here, I think. Can't remember exactly, but I think I do. And again, just don't panic, because even if you do die, alright, it's not great to die, but if you do, you'll always get back. I've died probably 2-3 times at TDs, so it does happen. And if it does happen, then so what? You can get back in 2 minutes, pretty much. Well, it's about 5. I think if you want to, just get a 10-minute grave, 12-minute grave, whatever. And you will get back with ample of time. So here you can see the Tormented Demon is meleeing, and all you really do, just put Soul Split on if you have it. Obviously Soul Split is ideal, and so you just put Soul Split on, and then he won't change his attack style. He or she? Tormented demons, female, male? I don't know. Well, that's one to answer. Okay. So the asexual tormented demon, which is completely uninterested in sex, obviously, because it's a RuneScape. But anyways, yeah. So it's just not going to swap its attack styles, which is always good. So I got down to quite low life points again, 360. It's not great, but Soul Split does recover your health, and so I wasn't really worried. What else is there to say? Oh, my voice is horrible this morning. But yeah, also I got a shit drop there. U-logs. I was thinking, what the actual fuck? I didn't even have a Ring of Wealth on, so it's quite a rare drop. And if you saw what me and Ghislaine got yesterday in our Bandos duo, we actually got a Ring of Wealth drop table again without Ring of Wealth, so it's just a bit of like, Jagex, what the fuck? Give me claws. Because I think claws are a lot rarer than actually getting a Ring of Wealth table drop like that without a wealth, so bit frustrating, I know. Considering that I could have got 100 Torstol, because they're both as common as each other. Another lore shot spot that I'm showing you now is that if you're under attack, you need to make sure the Tormented Demon is attacking you, which is why I keep stepping forward and back. You can then summon the Tormented Demon on the square that I was just on, and summon the Titan, on the square that I was on, and then it will focus on the Tormented Demon within the little alcove. So this is really useful, so that you don't have to run out and lure the Tormented Demon, which is the most southern, which can be a right pain. So hopefully, if you want to, you can watch that again and just look how I done that. But you have to make sure that you're under attack by the Tormented Demon, otherwise the Titan will try to move out behind it, and so you have to recall it, and it just makes things a whole lot more difficult. But again, as you can see, I was under attack by that one, and this is melee, so I prayed against the one that was attacking me, because obviously the mage hits a lot higher than the melee. And now it's ranging, so I switched to range, because I don't want to die. So I think I will now show you the last kill of my trip. Unfortunately, I didn't get a pair of claws, didn't get a slice, didn't get an effigy, didn't get a clue. Pretty shit trip, but you're not always going to have great trips. You just need to persevere with it and obviously practice. So this is the last kill of the trip. As you can see in my event, I picked up all the blue charms and crimson charms. Now I have in some cases had over 100 blues in the hour, with about 30-40 crimsons. Unfortunately, I did get a lot of green and a lot of gold charms. You can see more gold charms, so I was a bit screwed over in that sense, but I can't complain. 51 golds in an hour, 51 crimsons, still good to summon an XP. So yeah, I'm now price checking you the loot so you can see what I made. Diamonds are quite valuable, so I suggest picking them up. But there's nothing else for me to say, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this little Tormented Demon solo that I've done for you. And be sure to catch me in a vid tomorrow.